She's more than I am, but
Okay.
I've got friends who are Muslim. They, it seems like a peaceful religion itself. So I'm interested in finding out a bit more about spirituality.
Yeah, but I'm not really asking about the people. I'm more asking about truth and falsehood, right? Because it's what matters is what is true. Like, okay, people can follow falsehood and be nice people.
Yeah.
You agree?
For myself, I'm not the most spiritual person. In time, maybe. Right now, if you ask me honestly, probably not. But
So when you die, where are you going to end up?
I hope.
You hope. Is that the right answer?
I hope.
Is the right answer to say I hope, or to actually have an idea of where you're going to end up?
That's where I'm confused, my friend.
Yeah, so that's why I don't believe there's such thing as I'm religious or I'm not religious.
Yeah.
You're a human in the end, and you will die one day.
Yeah.
Whether you want to call yourself religious or non-religious, the fact is death comes to everyone. And when you say later on, it assumes that you know when you're going to die.
Yeah.
And you know people who died younger than you.
Of course, yeah,
right?
yeah.
If you know people who died younger than you, who gave you a guarantee you'll live longer? So if you're a person who cares about truth and believes truth is a valuable thing, and intelligent enough to understand that what matters is what comes later, is not what is happening today, is that you will start doing your investigation, right?
Yeah.
And as I said, what matters is truth.
Yeah.
Because I know, there are some nice people as Christians, there are some nice people as Sikhs, there are some nice people as Hindus. It doesn't make Hinduism the truth. It doesn't make, you get what I'm trying to say?
100%.
Yeah, so we've got to investigate that religion itself. And through investigation, you'll come to the conclusion whether this is true or false.
For myself, I see us all as people.
Yeah.
And wherever we all end up, that's where we end up. I don't.
That's so
very generic. I know.
That is just like, you know what, in a way, avoiding that to answer the question.
It's avoiding.
You don't determine where people end up. I don't. Who determines?
Of course.
Who determines? God determines. The one who created us.
Exactly.
Look, the one who made you, the creator who made you, is the one who determines where you will end up. Because if there is heaven and hell, then who created heaven and hell? God. If God created heaven and hell, He determines who enters and who doesn't enter, right? So you can say the generic thing you just said, but that is your opinion. That is not what God is going to do, what you want to do, or what I want to do. He's going to do what He wants to do, right?
Ultimately, for me, we be good people.
How can you be a good person? What is good and bad? Where are you good and bad from?
That's where all the complications.
Yeah.
come
So,
from,
so
right?
for you to say I'm a good person, you're assuming you know what is good and bad.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, where do you get it from?
Something inside.
Okay, but like, if good and bad was, as you said, something inside us.
Don't hurt people. Don't.
Okay, why is hurting people bad? Well, if I get benefit from it, I'm hurting people, I'm getting money, I'm a robot.
You want to be. Not hurting people needs to benefit everyone.
That's your opinion.
It's a communal kind of vibe, right? Like you need to.
But that's your opinion.
Care about everybody.
But that's your opinion.
Do what you need to do to care about everyone. It is my opinion.
No. For me, it works better for me that I do what I want to do because it gives me more benefit.
Listen, look.
So what you're saying from a practical point of view doesn't work. So if I'm a thief, I'll tell you, look, okay, that's all good, brother. But I've got money. I've got cars. You've got no cars. So don't tell me what works, right? Thing is this: without God, religion, objective morality, it is just your opinion.
It gives you direction.
No, it doesn't just give you direction, but me and you can settle disagreements by saying that God said so, therefore it's wrong.
Yeah.
I can tell that thief, the one who created you, is the one who said this is wrong, and you will be held accountable for what you do.
Yeah.
Then it becomes objective. But if there is no religious scripture, then it's just personal opinions. I'll just tell you that's your opinion. I've got my personal opinion. I don't care about your personal opinion, and I'm benefiting my way.
Because this is where someone like I don't have an affiliation to either, so I want to learn as many as I can to understand. Okay, which fits me best.
Yes. Yeah, but you cannot be a good person without believing in God. You cannot be a good person without doing what God told you to do. Do you know why? Because you can do things in this life, but God is not your intention because you don't believe in Him. Then God is not going to reward you for something you didn't do for Him.
Understood.
Do you agree?
Understood.
So then when you die in the afterlife, you cannot say, God, I've been a good person because you did nothing. You did nothing for Him. You did it for yourself.
Right.
Like people who donate to feel good about themselves. People who donate for people around them to praise them. Right? So because they have this innate sense of you have to be thankful to something.
Yeah.
So some people are thankful to themselves. Sometimes to nature, creation of God. They just sit down and thank nothingness, literally. Right? So they give what is due to God to other things. And then what end up happening is what? What end up happening is in the afterlife you cannot request anything from God because you did nothing for God. So when you say what matters, and I'm just giving you your world view, when you say what matters is to be a good person, you cannot even define what it is to be a good person without God, without a religion, without a guidance that comes from God. And now other religions disagree with each other on the teachings, which means now you have to investigate why is this religion the truth. Is there evidences from God? Is it contradictory? Like the scripture is contradiction, then it cannot be from God. Is it preserved from the time of the person who taught it, right? When you look at these things, you study them, does it claim to be from God to begin with, right? What do other people criticize it for, right? What is the evidences that these people put forward? And there is nothing easier than finding the truth. That's a claim I'm making. If a sincere, genuine person searches...
How do you find your truth?
It's not my truth, it's the truth.
How do you find it though?
Yeah, how do you find the truth?
How did you find it?
This is what I'm answering you. How do you find the truth? What I was just telling you, investigating different things. So I read the Bible, reading the writings of the Guru Nanak starts with Awal. You read the writings of other people. Yes, the more you read, not only the more you understand, but you know what those people have as evidences. Like for example, I know that the Bible has contradictions. Because I've read it. I've seen Judas, who's supposed to be the one who betrayed Jesus. He dies in two different ways, and as a human you can only die in one way. Which means that these people are writing their own opinions of what happened. It's not God's revelation. You look at, for example, Hinduism and the information about how the sun has 7 horses pulling it, the earth has a bull holding it with 2 horns.
I'm an ancient history buff. I love ancient Greek, ancient Rome, all that kind of stuff. So all of the pantheon of gods that exist in there. You know, if anyone's going to ask my affinity, I would say I'm an ancient Greek kind of. I believe in Zeus or anything, but.
Okay, but they believed in these things.
That's what they believed.
Which were wrong and ridiculous. To say that there is more than one absolute entity makes no sense. Because if there's 2 gods, assuming 2, let alone now how many gods the Greeks had, one wants you to die, one wants you to live, what happens to you?
Conflict.
It's either you die, you live, or nothing happens to you. If you die, only one is a true God. And if you live, only one is a true God. And if nothing happens, they're both not God. They couldn't even affect their own wealth. They couldn't even control their own creation. Now imagine how many gods, according to the Greeks. Now one was thunder, one was rain, one was this and that. Okay.
I can tell you.
Okay, yeah. So the thing is, you cannot have more than one absolute entity by definition, by basic logic, and they will outstrip one another in power if they have power. And if one was more powerful than the other, then he is the God. The other one is.
One thing that's really interesting me and my wife is obviously Islam is a huge religion in the world right now. It's it
is the biggest growing religion.
It's the biggest or second biggest.
It's been no. In numbers, it is the second biggest. Yes.
Yeah.
But in growing, it is the biggest growing religion. So it will be the biggest very soon, basically.
100%. And there's a reason for it. There's some people. A lot of people are reading the
it's the truth.
Reading, you know, the scriptures and starting to be like, understanding them. Oh, okay, I get this. In the same way, you'd read a certain book, you'd be like, let's say science book. Oh, gravity is because.
Or 1 + 1 = 2, etc. Yes.
And be like, okay, I understand now. And I think that's what me and her want to find out.
Absolutely. And the thing is, the Quran says, Allah have created us with something called the fitrah. It's an innate way to recognize Him. So when you be reading the Quran, you will see that fitrah is awakening, that this makes sense. This is something is already been instilled within you, pure instilled within you by the Creator. To recognize the things that you're saying about.
Listen, brother, I hate everything that's happening right now. My friend, it's everything in the world that happens. You know, I'm like I said, I'm Sikh.
Yes.
You know, for me, we are brothers.
Look, in humanity, we're all brothers in humanity. We all come from Adam, from that sense. We're all brothers in that thing. There's no doubt. And Islam teaches you to be good to anyone, whether he's a believer or a non-believer, as long as he doesn't fight you. Because if your religion, he doesn't want to kick you out of your home, you have to be good and righteous towards them. The teachings of the Quran. So I'll let you read, inshallah. If you got any questions, you're welcome to come back.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure talking.
Lovely meeting you.
No problem.
Lovely meeting you.
See you.
Sorry.
صنعتم في الأرض نورا يا قلوبا فيها الوفاء بشركم اليوم السرورا